Pare masih may kapre.
Shiva Naresh Kumar and Sravant. Srikant Pawan Kumar, please enter with your register number. Please enter with your register number. Shiva Naresh Kumar, Sravant. Those who are having names, please enter with your register number. Then only will consider for the attendance. Enter with your register number, not with your names. Right. So anyway, good morning to one and all. Majad, am I audible to you?
Morning, sir.
Okay, right.
Good morning.
Okay, right. So for today's class, we tried to solve few problems regarding rolling contact bearings. These rolling contact bearings are very, very important in examination point of view also. As I told you, the sliding contact bearing and rolling contact bearing. So these two are very, very important for your examination point of view especially. Right. Now, yesterday, I already circulated some of the important relations. some of the important relations regarding of your rolling contract bearings that will help you especially for solving the problem especially, right? Okay, fine. Right, you please observe the following formulas that are useful for your what we call for solving the problem especially. So first one is load life relationship. Just simply I have written down all the relationship, then directly we have to enter for solving the problem. First you have to understand the relations. That is very, very important. Right, first one, load life relationship. So in the load life relationship, textbook to textbook, the notations are different, but the actual relationship is same, right? So I will tell you that L10 equal to C by P whole power P. Here there are two P's. In the denominator you are having capital P, and in power you are having a small p, right? Otherwise you can take any other different notation, no problem. You please observe that in denominator you are having capital P, and in especially in power you are having small p. If you want any differentiation, you can use any other number like K or some other L or whatever it is, no problem. Some other textbook they are using K. In some textbook they are using K. So you please mention those values. Okay, that is very, very important, Amma. Right. So where, right. So where L10 is called as the, already told you that L10 is the rated bearing life in million revolutions. And C is the dynamic load carrying capacity. And small p is the value small p for 3 for ball bearings and 10 by 3 for roller bearings. So this value is very, very important. Whenever you are having a ball bearing, simply have to put 3. Or if you are having a roller bearing, simply have to consider 10 by 3. This is very, very important. Right. And capital P is called as the equivalent dynamic load. So capital P is called as the equivalent dynamic load. Right. Now after rearranging this equation, simply directly you can use this relation L10 equal to C by P whole power P, or otherwise by rearranging the equation, you can easily get C equal to P L10 whole power 1 by P. Both the relations are same, simply we have rearranged the equation, that is the only thing. Right. As per your convenience, you can apply for your given relation, no problem. There is no problem. As per your convenience, you can use. Right. So this is one relation, Amma, very, very important relation, especially while you are solving the problem. Many problems we are using this relation. Right. So the second one is simply the relationship between life in million revolutions and life in working hours. Working hours and million revolution, there is a relation L10 equal to 60 into N into L10H by 10 power 6, where L10 is the rated life hours. L10 is the rated life. L10 is the rated life hours, and N is the speed of rotation. Speed of rotation in terms of RPM. Speed of rotation in terms of RPM. So very, very important relation. Whenever you are supposed to estimate or you are supposed to having the relation, whenever you are having a relation, this relation is very, very important. L10 equal to 60 N L10H by 10 power 6. Right? Right. So I hope this screen is visible to everyone. Right? Okay. Right. So this is in the above expression, in the last expression, we use the capital P value. Right? So where capital P is called as the equivalent dynamic load. Equivalent dynamic load. Right? Right. So capital P formula is very, very important relation. That is X into VFR plus Y into FA. Please be paying attention. This relation is very, very important. Equivalent dynamic load. Equivalent dynamic load. Equivalent dynamic load means P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. Right? In place of P, some other textbook you are having W or any other notation. But title is very, very important. Right? Equivalent dynamic load. Right? P is equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. Already I explained what is FR and what is FA, where F is the radial load and FA is the axial load in terms of newtons. In terms of newtons. FR is the radial load and FA is the axial load. And where X and Y are the corresponding factors of radial load and axial load. corresponding factors of radial load and axial load, right? And V, here generally V is called as the race rotation factor. Normally if it is specifically mentioned, then only we can consider this race rotation factor. What is this race rotation factor means? Simply, in general, I already told you that you are having two races, inner race and outer race, right? In both the races, only one race is rotated and another race is fixed. Either it may be an inner race or it may be a outer race, whatever it may be, right? Depending upon the inner race or outer race rotation, we will consider the V value. Normally, the V value is 1 for inner rotation and 1.5 or 1.25 for outer rotation, right? It's depending upon the type of problem we'll consider. Otherwise, directly we can consider as, we'll assume the V value as 1. Otherwise, if it is specified, we'll consider. Otherwise, simply we can consider the V value as normally 1. No problem. And in some other textbooks, in equivalent dynamic load, there is also called as a service factor also consider. So P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA into service factor. In some other textbook, they are considered the service factor also. Why they are considering the service factor means because we are having different types of loading conditions. So every time we are varying of your loading condition, according to your loading condition, your result will vary. So that is the reason why we are considering the service factor, right? Some other textbook they are mentioning service factor. Those service factor values also normally we can consider 1. Otherwise, depending upon the application, we will consider from your data book. There is no worry. But the normal relation is P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. This is very, very important relation for a equivalent dynamic load. Because in a design procedure also I already explained. First you have to consider what is the radial load and what is the axial load. Then only you can consider the remaining procedure. And one more point here. Here you please observe this relation P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. In this relation, there is no such type of rule. Every time we are having both radial load and axial load. Every time. Because in the relation FR is the radial load and FA is the axial load, and there is no such kind of a rule. Every time you are having both the radial condition, both the loading conditions. Sometimes you are having a radial load, sometimes you are having an axial load, or sometimes you are having both the loading conditions. If at all, if you are having a only radial loading condition, then you have to put axial load equal to 0. There is no axial load. Suppose if you are having a only axial load, then directly you can put radial load as 0. That is the only thing. So this is a combination, right? Both combination of radial load and axial load you have to convert into equivalent load. Whenever you are having a two loading conditions acting simultaneously and you are bearing, then automatically you have to convert into equivalent load. That is the procedure, right? Right. So this is the actual thing, but those X and Y values are already, you have to consider from your data book, right? These X and Y values are, you have to consider from your data book. That is the point. X and Y values, very, very important X and Y values. Very, very, without knowing the X and Y values, we are not supposed to solve your problems. Okay. So very, very important relation, radial load, axial load, and radial load factor and axial load factor. And V is the race rotation factor. Normally we can consider 1. We can assume that 1. If it is specified, you can consider inner race rotation and outer race rotation. Depending upon your situation. According to situation, you can act. Right. Now still number of people are entering. It is very, very difficult for us to every time go back and right. Anyway, no problem. Right. So next relation is dynamic load rating for rolling contact bearing under variable loads. Till now we are having only normal loading condition, no speed variation, only constant speed you are using. But whenever you are having a different speeds at different operating conditions, right, then you are having a relation P equal to cube root of N1 P1 plus N2 P2 plus so on, and divided by N1 plus N2. This root will be applied to whole numerator and denominator. right? This root is applicable to both numerator and denominator. So cube root of n1 p1 cube plus n2 p2 cube plus and so on by n1 plus n2. Normally P is the equivalent load and P1, P2 are the individual loading conditions. And similarly N1, N2, N3 are the normal working loading, working speeds. N1, N2, N3. So based on those P1, P2, P3 and so on and N1, N2, N3, then you have to equate or you have to convert into equivalent loading condition, and based on the equivalent loading condition you can estimate what is the life of bearing or what is the life cycle of your bearing. All those things can be calculated. So this is another important relation. Frequently we are asking the questions based on this thing also. So right, whenever you are having a question, please post your question on your chat box, then we will solve. Right?
Cube root only
Question.
I
repeat that square root is applicable, cube root is applicable to both numerator and denominator. Both numerator and denominator. Cube root of n1 p1 cube plus n2 p2 cube by n1 plus n2. Right? Right. The next thing is Amma, and already I have put a note Amma. I have put a note that is in case of a bearing. In case of a bearing where there is a combined radial load and axial load, it should be the first convert into equivalent dynamic load before the above computations. That means whenever you are having both individual loading conditions, radial load and axial load, then automatically you have to be converted into equivalent load, right? Then only you can proceed further relations, further proceedings. Next, this is another important relation, what we call as the reliability. So reliability means, already I told you that whenever you are having a generally you can consider the 90% of the bearing. What happens if it is other than 90%? Other than 90% means we are having some relation. The relation is called as the variable distribution, and those variable distribution relation is L by L10 equal to log E 1 by R by logarithm of E 1 by R90 whole power 1 by B, where B value is called as constant values. So B value is standard value 1.17. B value is 1.17. And for the 50 rated bearing, 50% is the life of bearing. I already mentioned one relation in the earlier classes. L50 equal to 5 times of the L10 from your what we call as the probability statistical relations, right? So this relation, especially this relation is reliability of the bearing is useful for other than 90% of the bearing. Other than 90% of the bearing, whenever you are having other than 90%, then simply you are using this relation. Then simply you can calculate other than 90%. Then you can use this relation. So normally we are using only these relations, Amma, for you are solving the problems. If you are aware of this relation, no need to remember, because all these relations are available in your data book. No need to worry also. No need to worry. Just simply you have to follow this relation, that is important. Follow this relation, that is important. Okay. Then you can easily solve the problem. Otherwise it is very, very difficult for you. Again, I am repeating. Now directly we can move on to the problems one by one. We'll discuss slowly, no problem. So problems are very, very easy. So please put your, be ready with your calculators and all those things. So very, very easy problems, very, very easy problems. Right. Directly we move on to the problem one by one. Right. So already I solved the problem, but simply just don't see the problem. It is very difficult. Okay, right. Okay. So normally we are having one problem generally. So first problem is a taper roller bearing. A taper roller bearing has a dynamic load capacity of 26 kilonewtons. The desired life for 90% of the bearing is 8,000 hours. And the speed is 300 RPM. Calculate the equivalent radial load that the bearing can carry. Right. So if you understand one problem, our remaining problems are very easy. So please pay attention. Even though if the solutions is available, we can't do anything, Right. Just at least you try to yourself whether the answer is correct or not. Right? Please verify. You please verify whether the answer is correct or not. Just first of all, you have to listen this one. Then you can proceed. Right? Okay, fine. So here, whenever you are having a problem, especially in case of a rolling contact problem, rolling contact bearing problem, first thing is whether it is a roller bearing or ball bearing. First point. First, you have to observe in a given data or in a given problem. First, we have to observe that whether it is a roller bearing or ball bearing. Why? Because means why I'm saying that whether it is a ball bearing or roller bearing. Why? Because means in a design procedure, we already know that, right? We're having a relation. Whenever you are having a roller bearing, so some p value, you are having p value. So p value equal to 10/3 for roller bearing. If it is a ball bearing, p value equal to 3. So for the purpose of small p value, you have to understand whether it is a roller bearing or ball bearing. You have to understand that whether it is a roller bearing or ball bearing. That is the first point. Very, very important point. Next, second point is you can observe that what is the actual data that is represented on your given problem. Obviously, what is the given data that is mentioned in your given problem. And if there is any other data that is required, if at all required, please go to your data book. Otherwise, simply you have to leave it, no problem. Right? If the data is available, everything is available in a given problem, no need to verify data book. Directly you can consider, directly you can substitute the relation. Otherwise, definitely you have to go for the data book. So that means whether the data book is necessary or not for this problem, you have to understand by reading out the particular problem. By reading out the particular problem, you have to understand whether this given problem is required data book or not. Right? That is the best point. Next thing is simply identify the suitable relation for this particular problem. Identify the suitable relation for this particular problem, because already I have read on the so many relations. Right? I have read on the so many relations. Which relation is suitable for this particular problem? Which relation is suitable for this particular problem? This is very, very important. Then only we can apply. Otherwise, it is not a trial and error method. You have to apply for almost all the relations, right? So you have to apply a suitable relation, right? Then only we'll get the desired result. Okay, fine. Now directly, I'm going for the given data. I move on to the given data. Right. So here I'm using the small n or capital N, depending upon the your book, no problem. So n is the speed, right? N is the speed here. N is the speed, right? So speed means here, so 300 RPM. Speed is 300 RPM, and right. So I'm going one by one. So here first thing is dynamic load capacity of 26 kilonewtons. What is meant by dynamic load? That is very, very important. What is the term we are using for dynamic load? Dynamic load. So here there are two terms. Dynamic load carrying capacity is C, and static load carrying capacity means C naught. I'm using the notation. C is the dynamic load capacity. Please please note down. Otherwise, you will get confused definitely by looking at your data book. Dynamic load capacity means capital C. Static load carrying capacity means C naught. These are the two relations we are using. So here dynamic load capacity. Dynamic load capacity means capital C. So what is the capital C value? 26 kilonewtons. Okay, fine. 26 kilonewtons is given. Next, here particularly they specified life of bearing is 90%. Again, I'm saying that I'm a 90% bearing, 90% life of bearing. 90% means here it is a rated life. The definition I already mentioned. Whether directly you can consider L90 or L10. Both are same. L90 or L10. Both are same. So 90% of the bearing. Whenever you can say that 90% means directly you can say that it is a rated life. Rated life of a bearing. 90% of the bearing means rated life. So what is the rated life here? L10 or L90 equal to here hours, 8,000 hours. Rated life hours is 8,000. Right. Next, speed is 300 RPM. Now speed is 300 RPM. N value is given 300 RPM. Now they asked to calculate what is the equivalent radial load. What is the equivalent radial load that the bearing can carry? What the equivalent radial load that the bearing can carry? Now you can calculate. Now you have to recollect of your relations. Now you have to recollect of your relations. According to that, then you can apply a suitable relation for this problem. In a given data, we are having a speed. Speed is given. Rated life hours is given. Rated life hours means L10H. In terms of million revolutions means L10. Right? So rated life hours is given. So that L10H is given. That is 8,000. So dynamic load carry capacity is given 26 kilonewtons. Now you are required to calculate P value. P value is required to calculate. What is P? P value means equivalent load carrying capacity, right? P value are required to calculate, or equivalent dynamic load, whatever it is, right? So you are required to calculate the equivalent dynamic load. Now what is the relation you are supposed to use? So directly you are having the relation. So we are having a relation of P equal to, where P is called as the equivalent load. P is equal to, you are having some relation. What is the relation you are having? Sorry, L10 equal to C by P whole power P. That is the relation actually we are having. L10 equal to C by P whole power P. Now here P is the capital P is called as the equivalent load, and small p is the number of bearing depending upon the type of bearing. Depending upon the type of bearing. Right. Here we are using a only, whether it is a ball bearing or roller bearing. Here we are using a roller bearing. We are using a roller bearing here. Roller bearing. Roller bearing means what is the value of small p? Already mentioned that for a roller bearing. For roller bearing we are having small p equal to 10 by 3. 10 by 3 for roller bearing. This is a ball bearing.
370.
Now please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Right. So here for a ball bearing or roller bearing, you have to consider, according to that you can consider the p value, small p value. I am considered here it is a roller bearing. Here it is a roller bearing. Roller bearing means p value equal, what is the p value for roller bearing? P value equal to 10 by 3. P value equal to 10 by 3 for roller bearing and 3 for ball bearing. For 3 for ball bearing. Small p or k. Whatever the notation you can consider, no problem. In order to avoid confusion. You can consider whatever the value, no problem. Avoid confusion. Okay. Now, so your required p value, right? So in the relation you are having L10. In a given relation you are having a L10. How you get the L10 value? L10 is the rated life. So again you are having another relation. L10 equal to 60 into n into L10H by 10 power 6. We are using another relation. See, first write down the given formula. Don't get confused, Rama. We are having three relations. Dynamic load carrying capacity, equivalent load and L10. These are the only three terms. You are required to calculate capital P value. First write down this relation. So L10 equal to C by P whole power P, small p. But in the given relation, we don't know the value of L10. L10H value is known, L10 value is unknown. So that you first calculate the L10 value. What is L10? L10 or L90 is the same. L10 is the rated life. Rated life of a bearing in terms of million revolutions. So first calculate L10 value. Already you are having a relation L10 equal to 60 into n into L10H by 10 power 6. This is the relation actually we are having. Already you are having, you know the each and every parameter. N value is known and L10H value is known. Then automatically you will get the value of, automatically you will get the value of L10. So calculate the L10 value, actual L10 value. First calculate the L10 value. So already substitute this L10 value. So L10 equal to 60 into n. N is the speed. Speed is 300 RPM. And L10H, hours is 8,000 hours. So while doing such calculations, you will get 144 million revolutions. 144 million revolutions. You will get 144 million revolutions. Right? That is the point. Of L10, you please substitute those relation in your actual relation. Actual relation, what is the actual relation? Actual relation L10 equal to C by P whole power P, small p. So after rearranging the terms, you are going to get P equal to C by L10 whole power P. So P value is here 10 by 3. So 10 by 3, you can substitute the value. Then you will get the value of 5854.16. So this is the actual answer what you are supposed to get for this particular problem. So this problem is asked for 7 marks for 10 marks definitely in your examination. In addition to that, you will get another question, maybe advantage or disadvantage of any type of bearing, or what we call lubrication, or advantage, disadvantage, any other additional question, right? So this is very, very important problem. Hope you understand this problem. Otherwise, simply you please go back to your what we call relations and given data and substitution. These are the only 3 things we are having. These are the only 3 things we are having. Only 2 relations I applied here. You please observe that. I only applied 2 relations here. One is direct relation, L10 equal to C by P whole power P. Second relation is L10 because it is required. Without knowing the L10 value, we are unable to calculate, right? And you please observe for this problem, we are not using any data book because we does not require for this problem for data book. Only if problems are known, then you can, I mean, if the relations are known, you can easily solve this question. You can easily solve this question if you know the relations. If you know the relations, and all these relations are also available in your data book. All these relations are available in your data book also, right? Simply copy paste, simple copy paste of your relations, then you will get answer. Those who are having data books are simply refer your data book. Definitely you will having all these relations, almost all the relations you are having, no problem. Just simply copy paste, and knowing the parameters is very, very important. Knowing the parameters is very, very important, right? If you don't aware of this parameter, means definitely it will be difficult for you. Again I am saying, right? I hope you understand this problem. Simply have to move to the next problem, right? So solution is not available, right? Not is visible on the screen, so it is easy for you to solve the problem. So the problem is, in a particular application, the radial load. Right. So both the bearings means here the formula is same. The formula is same for which may be a ball bearing or roller bearing, no problem. Formula is same. Formula is same. Only your p value will be varying. Small p value will be varying. Small p value will be varying. Right. Second problem is, in a particular application, the radial load acting on ball bearing is 5 kilonewtons, and the expected life is 90%, and is 8,000 hours. Calculate the dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearing when the shaft is rotated at 1450 rpm. The shaft is rotated at 1450 rpm. Right. So I hope you understand this problem. Same problem, same as that of above. So radial load. So in particular application here, whenever the problem is given in a rolling conduit bearing, I will told you that first you have to verify whether it is a roller bearing or ball bearing. So in this problem, what type of bearing it is? What type of a bearing, and what is the value of small p? What type of bearing here? Here it is a ball bearing. Right. Here it is a ball bearing. And now what is the value of small p or k? Small p or k value. Please post on your, okay, right. Okay, very good. Okay, right. So here, so in the previous problem you are having a roller bearing. Now here you are having a ball bearing. So ball bearing is small p or k, whatever it is notation, small p value is 3. Small p value is 3. And remaining thing is same. And the expected life of bearing here 90%. You please understand every time this is very, very important. You have to underline. Please underline 90%. 90% దగ్గర underline చేసుకోండమ్మా. Why? Because means sometimes you may get confused. They may ask for 95% and 99%. Then you are not supposed to use this relation. That is the reason why I make you to understand. You please underline that 90% of the bearing. whenever you are having this 90%, you will apply this relation is valid. 99% and 95% means other than 90%, then you can go for a reliability bearing relation. Then you can go for a reliability bearing relation, right? So don't get confused, Ramma. 90% means directly you can apply this relation. Okay, right, fine. Right, write down the given data, Amma. Before I have to show the result, you please go through your given data and the relations. Given data and relations. Take 2 minutes for given data. I will show the answer. Just write down the given data and what are the relations are to be used for this particular problem. So these problems are very, very important, Amma. Very easy relations. You will get easily 10 marks, Amma. If they are asked for rolling contour bearings, you definitely will get 10 marks or 14 marks. I mean problem. I'm saying that for problem point of view. The weightage for problem maybe 7 to 10. In addition to that, you are having a question, advantages, disadvantages, what we call failures, likewise at classifications. You may get those questions also. So no need to remember the formula also, because all these formulas are available in your data book. Just remember the notations and data. That is sufficient. This is copy paste from exam. Simple saying the copy paste exam. Simply copy the relation and paste it on your exam sheet. That is sufficient. If you are not aware of that relations, then definitely it will be difficult for you. Again, I am repeating the same thing. Every time repeating. In order to make you cautious, every time I am repeating the same thing. Because ask your, what we call your fourth year people, they will already face this kind of situation. They didn't bring the data book, right? Till the last 15 or 20 days of the examination, 1 month of the examination. So that they get difficulty to choosing the what is the exact data for the problem. So those kind of difficulties are there. Right. Simply I move on to the solution. The solution is here. Right.
6 lines.
So the solution is here. You are having directly you can consider L10. I mean speed is 1450 RPM and L10H is 8000 hours. Here the p value is given, that is 5000. The p value is given, that is 5000. Right. So directly you can consider the what is the equivalent dynamic load. So in order to calculate the equivalent dynamic load, first you will get the value of L10 as usual. L10 equal to 60 into n L10H by 10 power 6 and the value is 696 million revolutions. Then directly you can calculate the C value. C value equal to P of L10 by 3. So you will get the answer of 41310.48 newtons. So same problem, same relations we are using. Same problem and same relations. Or we will get the answer, or otherwise simply this copy this answer someone. So understanding the concept is very important rather than copying. If you are understanding the values and notations, simply you can easily copy from your data book these relations. So shall I move to the next problem? Hope you understand these two models. Not models, you can say the same problem. You can understand this model at least. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Next problem, ma. You please observe this. This is another model, another important model. Right. A single row deep groove ball bearing. Here the number is specified. Number is 6002. A single row deep groove ball bearing with number 6002 is subject to an axial thrust load of 1000 newtons and radial load of 2200 newtons. Here newtons, I am using newtons. If there is any kilonewtons, simply have to convert into newtons. Already you will observe in the previous problem. Previous problem are having kilonewtons, simply I convert into newtons. Whenever the loads are to be in terms of newtons only. Okay, right. So subjected to an axial load of 1000 newtons and a radial load of 2200 newtons. Find the expected life that 50% of the bearing will complete under this condition. At least 50% of the bearing will complete under this condition. Please underline this 50% of the bearing. In the above two cases, I am considering the 90% of the bearing. In the above two cases, I consider the 90% of the bearing. Here, it is 50% of the bearing. Please underline this one. Right? Right. Now, as usual, same procedure. Whatever the given data it is mentioned, we have to follow the same procedure whatever we are having. Okay. Here, first thing is whether it is a ball bearing or roller bearing. So here it is a ball bearing. So whenever you are buying the ball bearing, simply you can consider write down the value of small p equal to 3 directly, because it is a ball bearing. The ball bearing small p value equal to 3, right? Next, here axial load value is given. Axial load. So axial load means here the axial load value is 1000 newtons. Please observe that axial load notation. What is the notation of axial load? FA. Notations are very, very important. And terminology is also very, very important. Axial load or thrust load. Axial load or thrust load can be notated as FA. FA equal to 1000 newtons. And radial load is mentioned. Radial load is mentioned, that is 2200 newtons. And the radial load is 2200 newtons. Right. Find the expected life that 50% of the bearing. I already told you that whenever you are having the this kind of things, that is whenever you are having a axial load and radial load. Whenever you are having a axial load and radial load, simply you have to make it as a equivalent load. You can convert it into a equivalent load, and you can solve the problem. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult for you. Right. So this is required data book. Why we require data book means in a design here you please go back to your design procedure of your rolling contact bearing. Whenever in a rolling contact bearing, I already mentioned that first thing is you have to calculate the axial load and radial load. That means whenever you are having the radial load and axial load, then based on that radial load and axial load, you are having factors of X and Y. Capital X and capital Y values are required. And for those capital X and capital Y value, E required C0 value. That means FA by C0 value is required. That means C0 value means static load carrying capacity value is required. Based on the static load carrying capacity, based on the relation of FA by C0, then only you came to know that what is the value of X and Y. What are the value of X and Y? Right? Right. So that means for this particular problem, you require a data book. For this problem, you required data book. Otherwise, we are unable to solve this problem. Why? Because means here we required C0 value. Is required. Why we require C0 value means for the value of X and Y, capital X value and capital Y value. Why we require capital X and capital Y? In order to calculate the equivalent load, P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. Right? We are having relation P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. Right? So for those relation, we require X and Y value. Those X and Y values are depending upon this relation FA by C0. So C0 value is required. Right? Now, how do you get the C0 value? That is also another important concept here. So here the C0 value is, how you get the C0 value means either based on your series of number, based on the series of number, or based on the diameter. Based on the series of number or based on the diameter. So in this problem, the ball bearing number is 6002 is mentioned. The ball bearing number 6002 is mentioned. So those who are having data book, you please go through of your 6002. 6002, and on 6002, what is the value of C naught and C values? Because C value is already, C value is also required. C value, C naught value, both the values are required for this problem. Those values are, you have to consider from the data book only. Because we cannot solve the problems without knowing the value of C. C value is required because here the question is for percentage of the bearing. What is the 50% relation? L50 equal to 5 times of the L10. L50 equal to 5 times of the L10. Right? That is the relation we are having. Right? So that L10 value is required. So how do you get the L10 value? So based on these parameters you required, based on your C value, based on your P value, you will get the value of your required parameter. Right? So that my point is here for this problem especially, this is somewhat different problem compared to your previous two problems. So this is very, very important. You please underline. If you are not understand that, please underline the ball bearing number 6002. And the second point is 50% of the bearing. Why? Because means based on the bearing number only, we will get the value of C and C naught. Where C is called as the dynamic load and C naught is called as the static load carrying capacities. Those two values you can consider from this 6002 value. Right? Right. Now directly write down the relation what are you are having. Right. So here write down the given data as usual. So given data means axial load is 1000 newtons, that is already mentioned in the given data, and the radial load is 2200 newtons. The radial load is 2200 newtons. Now based on bearing number 6002. So please refer your data book, or at least whether you are having a RS Kurmi or whatever Bandari test book, whatever it is. You please go through your design data book, and from those design data book, you are having the values of C naught value and C values. I am consider the value of 6002 based on the bearing number 6002. I took the values of C naught value and C. This is from data book. This is from data book. So C naught value is 2500 newtons and C value is 5590 newtons. Your value may vary slight difference, Emma. Textbook to textbook, the values may vary slight difference. No need to worry. You please take your values as easily what is available. What are available on your data book. On your data book. Right? No need to worry, and you don't get confused whether you're not having actual values what I have shown here. You can చూపించిన values ఏం లేవేంటండి అని చెప్పి కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవసరం పనే లేదమ్మా. Just slightly they will vary. Slightly they will vary from textbook to textbook. C naught value and C value will vary from textbook to textbook. Right? You please pick your values as easily. What are the available on your data book? No problem. No problem. Right? Right. So after getting the values of your C naught value and C, after knowing the values of C naught and C from your data book, first calculate FA by C naught. First calculate FA by C naught and FA by FR. I am repeating again. Why this required means in order to take the values of X and Y. In order to calculate the values of X and Y, you please take the values of, first calculate the values of FA by C naught. FA by C naught. FA is the axial load and C naught the value is static load carrying capacity. C naught is called as the static load carrying capacity. Calculate the value FA by C naught. First calculate the value of FA by C naught. Calculate the value of FA by C naught. Right. Now the FA by C naught value is 0.4 here. Right. FA by C naught value is 0.4 here. Now based on those 0.4, again you are having a data book. You please verify your data book. FA by C naught value is 0.4. Corresponding 0.4 you are having E value. There is E value. There is E value. Corresponding E value you are having. You please note the value of E. You please note down the value of E also. That is very, very important. That is very, very important. First calculate the value of FA by C naught. FA by C naught. FA by C naught value is 0.4. Then go back to your data book and verify FA by C naught value is 0.4. 0.4 అనేది ఎక్కడ ఉందో చూడండి అమ్మా. Right. I will see corresponding value. 0.4 కి corresponding గా ఈ వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది చూడండి అమ్మా. ఒకవేళ మీకు 0.4 కనుక లేకపోతే ఎలా చేయాలో మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను, నో ప్రాబ్లం. Right, first you understand the concept, that is very very important. So first note down the value of 0.4 in FA by C naught. Corresponding 0.4 value you are having some E value, correspondingly having E value. Note down the E value. Now calculate FA by FR. Now calculate FA by FR. Now calculate FA by FR. Axial load to the radial load. Now calculate FA by FR. Axial load to the radial load. Right? So now you have to compare whether this value of FA by FR is more than E or less than E. That is very very important. Again I am repeating. Calculate FA by FR value and check the value of FA by FR, whether this FA by FR value is more than E or less than E. More than E or less than E. Here I am getting the value of more than E. FA by FR value is more than E. So whenever you are having FA by FR value is more than E, then again in a data book you are having X and Y values. FA by FR is more than E means X value and Y value. X value is constant 0.56 and Y value is varying 2, 1.8, 1.6, 1.4, 1.2 and 1. Likewise they are varying. If it is more than E. What if it is less than E? FA by FR is less than E. If it is less than E, then constant value amma. X value is 1 and Y value is 0. X value equal to 1 and Y value equal to 0 if it is less than E. FA by FR value is less than E, then X value equal to 1 and Y value equal to 0. If it is more than E, X value is constant, that is 0.56 and Y value is vary. Hope you understand, amma. This is very very important. Then only you will know the value of X and Y. Then only you know the value of X and Y. So again I am repeating the same thing, amma. First thing is, first we calculate FA by C naught value. F value some value, you will get some value. And please go back to the data book, and in the data book you are having FA by C naught, FA by FR greater than E, FA by FR less than E and E. There is a column likewise. And based on those, that please go back to, please note down the FA by C naught value 0.4. మీకు ఇచ్చిన లిస్ట్ లో FA by C naught value 0.4 ఉందో లేదో చూసుకోండి అమ్మా. 0.4 లేదనుకోండి, సపోజ్ ఏం చేయాలో చెప్తాను. 0.4 లేకుండా మీకు 0.27 కానీ 0.3 కానీ ఉందనుకోండి, నో ప్రాబ్లం. You please go nearer value. Please go back to a nearer value. Corresponding E value you have to note down. Right? Suppose we are having 0.4. The corresponding value is suppose let us say 0.24. Let us assume that FA by C naught value is 0.4. The corresponding E value is 0.2. Suppose let us assume that 0.2, 0.27 or something like that. E value is 0.27. Now calculate FA by FR value. So here FA by FR value is 0.455. That means you are getting more than E value. FA by FR value is more than E, 0.455. Right. So that now again, please verify your data book. You are getting more than FA by FR is more than E. So that X value equal to constant, capital S equal to 0.56, and Y value you have to consider corresponding value of your value. That is the basic thing here. That is the basic point you have to consider. That is the basic point, amma. Very 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 important. If you know the value, then only you will get the answer. Otherwise it is difficult for you. Right. Now I am having the right. So here, so I told you that if you know the exact value, no problem. Or if you are having different values, then only you can go back to, or you have to go for the linear interpolation method. You have to go for a linear interpolation method of your exact, to knowing the exact value of Y. Right. Okay, right. So here you will get the value of 0.4, so that I have to consider the value of 1 and 1.2. You please observe your data book, Amma. You please observe your data book. Y value equal to 1.2 minus 1.2 minus 1.0 by 0.5 minus 0.25. 0.5 minus 0.25 values are the 0.5 and 0.25 values are the FA by C naught values. And 1.2 and 1 are the Y values. Why I am taking these values means in order to get the exact Y value, in order to know the exact Y value. X value is constant, that is 0.56. In order to know the exact Y value, because we will get the value of 0.40 or something like that, or 0.412. Those values may not be available. If the values are not available, then you can go for interpolation. If the values are readily available, then directly you can consider the corresponding value. If the values are not known, if the values are not known means not exact values, then you can go back to, then you have to consider the interpolation method. Then you have to consider the interpolation method. So by taking the value of interpolation, I am getting the value of 1.08. I'm getting the value of 1.08. So whenever we are having a data book, then only it is easy for you, Amma. Right? Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. So that it is better to purchase of your data book at present situation. At present situation, there is no other way. There is no other way. Right? If there is any chance of downloading, you can download it. No problem. Right. So X and Y values are known. Then calculate the equivalent load P value. P value equal to X into FR plus Y into FA. Here in this problem, they will not specify V value. V value is not specified, means simply you can assume that V value as 1. What is the actual formula? P equal to X into VFR plus Y into FA. Y into FA. Right? So simply I am assuming that V value as 1. I am assuming V value as 1, so that X into FR plus Y into FA. Right? So directly you'll get the P value. P value equal to 2312 newtons. Once if you know the P value, then directly you can calculate the C value. Already 5590, you can calculate the L10 relation. L10 value is 14.13 million revolutions, because already you know the value of C. Already you know the value of C. So C equal to P L10 whole power 1 by 3, then you'll get L10 value. Once if you know the L10 value, our requirement is 50% of the bearing. Our requirement is 50% of the bearing. So L50 equal to 5 times of the L10. L50 equal to 5 times of the L10. That is the relation, standard relation. L50 equal to 5 times of the L10. So already you know the value of L10. You please substitute the value in L10. Then you will get 70.65 million revolutions. 70.65 million revolutions you will get. So problem is very simple, Amma. But when it is simple means, if you know the value of X and Y, so there is easy, very, very easy for you. Very, very easy. Please don't get confused, Amma. Just remember my procedure. First, whenever you are having a radial load and axial load, you please remember this point, Amma. Whenever you are having a radial load and axial load, right? If the data is not available for C means dynamic load carrying capacity, C and C naught. Then go back to your data book, collect the value of C and C naught. Then you are having two relations, FA by FR and FA by C naught. Remember these two. First calculate FA by C naught. First calculate FA by C naught. FA by C naught, based on FA by C naught value, note down the value of E value corresponding FA by C value, FA by C naught. FA by C naught value, suppose in your data book, those who are having data book, you please verify. So simply I am reading one value. Suppose if your FA by C naught value equal to 0.025, let us assume that if your FA by C naught value equal to 0.025, what is the corresponding E value? You please type in your chart box, Amma. Those who are having data books. FA by C naught value. Suppose I am calculating my FA by C naught value, already calculated. My value is 0.025. 0.025. Now you please note down the corresponding E value. What is the corresponding E value? In your data book. You please post on your chat box. Those who are having data book, please post on your chat box. Then you can easily understand what I am saying exactly. Very good. 0.22. Exact. 0.22. 0.22. Right? Now the concept is clear. FA by C naught value is 0.025. Then you note down the corresponding E value, that is 0.22. Now, next step is calculate FA by FR value. Suppose my FA by FR value is 0.30. Let us assume that FA by FR value is 0.3. Now, FA by FR value is 0.3. Your E value is 0.22. Your E value is 0.22. Right? My FA by FR value is 0.3. Right? Now you can go back to your, what is the value of X and Y? Now you can calculate your value of X and Y. So X value is constant because it is more than E. Right? Because already you get the value of 0.22, E value is 0.22, but FA by FR value is 0.4 or something like that. That means you will get more than E value. Whenever you are getting to more than E value, then X value equal to 0.56 is constant. Then take the value of Y. Here the Y value is available as 2. Right? So that is the concept. Suppose correspondingly you are having next column. Suppose if I get the value of less than E, FA by FR value is 0.10. Suppose your FA by FR value is 0.10, then directly you can consider X value equal to 1 and Y value equal to 0. So this is very, very easy. If you know the data book or if you're having the data book, it is very, very easy for you. Directly you can consider. But why I am taking interpolation method means here, suppose if you're having, is there any 0.47 in your FA by C naught value? No. 0.47 value ekkada ledhu meeku data book lo chudandi. Kan near value chudandi amma 0.25 undi, 0.5 undi. 0.25 value undi, 0.5 undi. So that both those two values will get interpolation. Or రెండింటికి interpolation చేస్తే చాలు. You will get the exact Y value. There is the actual concept of by taking the value of X and Y. If you know the value of X directly, FA by C naught value, direct values, you can directly take the values of X and Y. Otherwise, you can go for interpolation. Right? So this is the very, very, very easiest concept. Very, very easiest method also. So hope you understand this problem. Right? Right. So in the coming class, you are having rated bearing life and dynamic loading. Different types of load problems. Both two problems will complete your bearings problems. Okay. So you please go through your RS Kurmi textbook and solve as many of your problems. Then you can easily understand, come back to your Monday's class and you will ask your doubts on those problems. No problem. Try to solve the exercise problem, not example problems. Try to solve the exercise problem, then you will understand. Okay? Okay, right. So, Maja, attendance తీసుకున్నావా అమ్మా?
Yes, sir. తీసుకున్నాను, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you can leave.
354. What's up?